gonna test this out real quick and see if it's looking good. All right. Well, that looks pretty nice. My voice doesn't seem so nice. Why is this like this? Give me a second here. Maybe I move a few things around and make it sound a little bit better, potentially. All right, this is sounding better so far. Maybe if I move over here. Okay, so if I talk like this, let me see if I get my camera in focus. Seems to be okay. I'm gonna just yeah, I'm just gonna go like this. All right, give me a second here. Check. All right. Okay. Okay. How does that look? All right. It's a little laggy. Maybe the internet here. I don't every time I share both the chart and my screen, it's just doesn't work out as well as what I thought. It's like it's not as clear, but whatever. I'm just gonna start. So let me get rid of this. And let me go back over here. Okay, so basically we have I wonder wait, hold on a second. I wonder if I could do I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it. It was fine. Um yeah, I mean at this point, who knows? It's literally with Bitcoin right now, it could do anything at any moment because of basically Trump. So what I want to do is go over a few big things right now because um I was super bearish and now I'm sort of bullish. Yeah, we got to look at the S&P. You have to absolutely look at the S&P. Um one thing so we'll definitely go over that. Actually, I need to be able to see the comments. That would be nice if I could do that. So I'll just throw this up on the screen here and I'll put it actually I'm gonna put it on my phone. So let me put it on the phone so that I don't miss anyone's comments, because I feel like my audio should be better than what it is right now because I have such a good microphone. Um, but whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. Sorry, I'm still like setting this stuff. And there you go. I got my phone over here. So okay, so now I could read the comments and it'll be cool. And I could also make sure that I'm on the right screen, which fucking happens a lot. Is there? Okay, I didn't know if the shit was coming through my headphones or not. Okay, so a couple things. Bullish, bearish, what's going on? So I was super, super bearish, just a couple days ago because of what happens when we let me go over here. When Bitcoin shot all the way up and then, shot all the way back down. So you could see like I mentioned this, I've been mentioned this before and it actually played out perfectly, perfectly. If you watch my last stream, everything that I said came true. It was insane. It was like literally like this. I move up into the resistance and then crash back down. And on the lower time frames, this is exactly what we did. It's crazy how that happened. And I was thinking like, okay, so uh yeah, this is probably what's going to happen because of this major resistance. We've been consolidating in this area for months, months and months and months. We broke below it. So what do we have? We have a big support resistance flip. We're going to come back up to it, get rejected, and then fall back down, right? However, if you take a look at this line, I don't know why this is red. This should be white. Um, you take a look at this line. Has been the support since August of 2024. We've been holding it. We've been holding it, and let's go to the daily. We made this super, super bullish hammer candle on the daily. And by the way, this was absolutely insane. Right, I think it was the hourly chart. But yeah, before this big pump, and this was the same on so many other charts. It looked exactly like this. This is such a bullish trade setup. And you could have coupled this with the fact that there was that 50 million, sorry, that $200 million long position and a few other things. And just, yeah, absolutely banked on this move up. However, what happened is that when we fully retraced this entire move, that doesn't happen in bull markets, right? That's something that's insanely bearish. And every single time the price has moved up since basically Trump came over, the price has faded down. So I've been super, super, super bearish, and I am still somewhat bearish, but my business partner is convincing me to be bullish because of a few things. And the main thing is what I'll get into right now. So let me share, let me share this with y'all. This right here is the global money supply. And you could see that it very well correlates with the price of Bitcoin, right? And maybe if I could zoom in like this, it'll be easier for you guys to see. So you could see that the money supply, basically the money that gets injected into the market when different countries create money out of thin air, that correlates to Bitcoin extremely well. You could obviously see that. However, the thing is, this chart is not one to one. This yellow line, the M2 money supply, is about 72 days before this Bitcoin chart. So, what this chart right here that's on the screen is showing is that if you take the money supply and you just shift it over 72 days, it shows you that it's correlated so, 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 so well, right? And because you could do that, well, that means that you could see what happens in the future over on the right hand side where the global M2 money supply is going, and because or where it's gone, and you could use that information to deduct that maybe Bitcoin will do the same thing, considering that it's been doing the same thing in the past, right? So the fact that this is showing that the M2 global money supply has been moving up, it made a bottom, and Bitcoin follows that path and has been following that path on this 72-day offset. Um, and then you correlate it, like you overlay it on top of each other. It seems like right around almost around this time, maybe around the 26th, the price of Bitcoin should start moving up quite substantially. And who knows, maybe make a new all-time high. I'm not, you can't really say for sure yet. But yeah, it should definitely be moving up. So this is some macro event, macro indicator analysis, whatever, that is super bullish. You just can't argue with that, right? I don't know if it's going to make a new all-time high, like looking at it, considering that like this was the all-time high of the M2 money supply, and it hasn't made a new all-time high yet. But like if the M2 money supply does, then it's very likely that the Bitcoin will. The other thing is that we just saw that China just injected a whole bunch of money into the system, right? So it was like 1.5 billion or like 4.5 billion or something like that. I could find the exact thing. It's in the chat room. So here it is. Yeah. So China says if there's going to be tariffs, that they're going to just start to print all of their money. So they fire up the money printer to shrug off the US tariffs. And so now there is a ton of money that is in the system. And that happened in China. And so what you have to look for in America is America going to also be printing money? I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but there is something else that is extremely correlated to that, which is obviously rate cuts. And there's supposed to be, or the market is pricing in 3 rate cuts for 2025, or there's a projection of 3 rate cuts for 2025. And because of that, like if there's going to be rate cuts, that they usually always correlates obviously with the Bitcoin price moving up. So the fact that there's supposed to be rate cuts in 2025, when in 2022, when the Bitcoin price went down, there were just rate hikes. It just kept on getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Now there's supposed to be rate cuts. In November, there was rate cuts. And what happened in November? We had the biggest bull run of the fucking cycle so far. Then there was no more rate cuts. And now there are supposed to be rate cuts in 2025, which is super, super bullish. So that's like setting things up to be super, super bullish in the future. And then finally, we have tether dominance down here. So I'll explain this chart real quick. So this is the Bitcoin chart, and this is tether dominance. And every single time that tether dominance hit the low, and then tether dominance started to go back up, Bitcoin topped out. So you could see that right here. I don't know if you could see my mouse actually. Yeah, you can't really see my mouse, but basically you could just see the 2 charts where the arrows are. When the tether dominance, which is on the bottom, moves up, Bitcoin moves down. And the last time that happened was when Bitcoin reached 106,000 or something like that. And, it started to go down from there. It did have a pop up to 108, but that was because of Trump. And then, just it's been falling ever since. And tether dominance, reached its low. So that is a really good metric to use. And we'll get into that in a second. So let me share this chart. Go back to the chart sharing, and I will now start going over everything until it's like around 9 o'clock, and then I'll jump on the call for the other live with the crew. Okay, so yeah, we have bullish catalysts coming up. Oh, and of course, the most bullish catalyst is tomorrow, the crypto summit. So let me actually go and show you guys what I'm talking about here. We have, share this screen, share this tab. All right. Cool. So yeah, this is the confirmed list of attendees to Friday's White House Crypto Summit. We have Vitalik Buterin, Bo Hines, David Sachs, Brad Garlinghouse, Michael Saylor, person from Tether, the owner of Tether, the owner of Multicoin Capital, Cathie Wood, obviously, Charles Hoskinson, the owner of Solana, or one of the head figures of Solana, Vitalik, of course, for Ethereum, and a lot of these people. So then we go back over here, and I will share this screen. I'll share this tab. And if you take a look at what coins these different people are a part of, you could see that there's obviously XRP, obviously Solana, obviously Cardano, ADA, obviously Ethereum, and then we got Ondo, and we got AVAX, and we got Near. And isn't it crazy? Because let me exit back out of that and zoom back out. I fucking had the alert go off in the VIP over here for fucking Ondo. On just noticed Ondo actually did hit the buy zone against USDT. So I have alerts, set for the VIP members, and Ondo came in literally straight into the ideal buy zone, and now it's 25% up, which is absolutely insane. So if yeah, I really would like to go through charts. It's probably too late at this point to uh live like people. What up? What up? Yeah, so I would love to. I really hope that there's other things that are in here. So we have to check the charts. So the new analysis that I do is I have these over here. Bitcoin, obviously, that you have to have, but also I added Solana, I added XRP, I added Cardano, HBAR, Doge, Sui, and Link. And honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna add Ondo to this. I'm just gonna add Ondo to this list because I feel like Ondo is has such a big narrative. What's crazy, it's like this is the weirdest fucking this is extremely weird price action for the most part. Seeing something come all the way up and then getting all the liquidity completely flushed out of it. That's not something that you normally see, obviously. And the fact that it happened like on Bitcoin, like typically you would not have a full retrace. Like if you have a full retrace of something, that is super, super bearish. Like this definitely shouldn't have come back below, I'd say. Well, actually, it didn't come back below there. So that's actually pretty good. But it really honestly shouldn't have come below the 61.8 of this move, which was around 84,500. And obviously it fell back below there. And that's, to me, that's like super, super weird, super, super manipulative. And you could tell that something's just off. But there are definitely opportunities because I've been seeing a lot of things happening, and a lot of coins go into their buy zones and rock it up. So that's what I would love to see. Oh, AVAX too. We also have to look at AVAX. So let's take a look at that list. Let's take a look at the coins in that list of people who are going to be attending, and see like where are they? Like is it coming into good buy zones, coming into good sell zone? Well, probably not good sell zones, but let's see. All right, so we got AVAX right here. So this is AVAX on, let's see, the daily. Let's go to the daily chart. We can get rid of this. AVAX on the daily chart. Wow, look at what happened in 2023 with AVAX. This went up 700%. What the fuck? When did it do that? In 2023 and 2024 in March? I literally didn't even realize that. That's pretty good because a lot of coins, weren't as good as that. So let's draw some stuff out here. This is the clear resistance area. So if it does end up coming back up here, good area to look to either short or to sell if you own it, right? Red. Make that red. And yeah, this is actually a huge sell area. So I'll just make a link for this. And I'll say AVAX coming into huge resistance. Look to sell. Look to sell here. Boom. Okay. And then we have the huge support, which was right here. And this is where it really should have bounced from. Didn't. It just crashed below there, slowly dribbled down. And the best, so there's two different areas. There's two different prices for AVAX. One is down there, and then one is right here. So okay, I think this is good enough. I think this is probably actually, yeah, a good area. So we have this huge wick. Price fell back down, fake out, boom, retest it. That's on the daily. So that means that the 2-day chart is going to put in this swing failure pattern right here. And that is pretty damn bullish. So this is bullish candle followed by another bullish candle. Yeah, AVAX is like, it's looking good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this would be the area where I would want to buy it, especially if I'm looking into like a longer term hold type thing. I don't see why not, because this is it. I'm really trying to shift my focus onto more of a macro longer term swing trading type of thing. But like if AVAX is going to be at the crypto summit, then it's one that, could potentially have a huge pump. And so what you do is you look for these type of discrepancies and asymmetrical bets that you could put on where, you have this information. It's public information. I'm surprised AVAX hasn't pumped right now. It either hasn't pumped because it's not going to do anything, or it hasn't pumped because no one like realizes what happened. But I'm pretty sure you could just do this and target these highs up here. Because if something's going to happen, something's definitely going to happen. It's like if Trump announces something crazy, then it's for sure gonna have a massive pump, right? And why would Trump not announce something huge at this crypto ball? So yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. Let me just go back down to a lower time frame and see if there's something here. I mean, obviously on the lower time frames, this is the bearish this is the bearish breaker right here. Yeah. And so technically it's weird. It's weird because like technically we're hitting a lot of resistances, but you can't be bearish. You can't put on bearish shorts like if, in my opinion, with such big news coming up, right? So I want to look for longs, but I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna have to think about this for a second. Either way, I mean, just you just look at it like this is obviously a area of interest right here, support area of interest. So it's worth, yeah, I think it's worth getting into. Let me copy this link, put in an alert. Oops, AVAX. Coming into resistance. All right, so when it hits there, I'm going to get alerted. It's coming into a resistance. But yeah, not too bad. Give me a second. All right. Sorry, I'm just putting in. If I don't put trades in, then basically I forget and I don't end up doing it. So, you know, I gotta make sure that I throw some in, you know. And to be honest, could do this. And just give me a second here. So another thing that I've started doing now, which I like, is because it protects my capital, is I am making it so that when I put on a trade, when the price goes up and it hits my first, you know, take profit, I will move my stop. I'll move my stop loss up to my break even price. And that way, my capital is, you know, totally protected, and my trade becomes a risk-free trade, which is really, really, really cool. So, yeah, that's basically the game plan. So, all right, I'm gonna do this. Oh no, fly. Let me put my emergency break even, you know, plan on. Boom, boom. Okay, and I'm really sort of banking on the fact that like something's going to happen tomorrow. If like there's no big announcements or something like that, then and the it doesn't fly, I don't know. I might have to just cut. Might have to just cut these trades, to be honest, because I mean that's really what I'm banking on, right? Give me a second here. Cancel edit. All right, so you saw it here first. Literally just bought some. Literally just bought some AVAX in the event that, you know, something happens tomorrow. Considering that the person who is a lead figure of AVAX is going to be at the event. Have to do this too. Sorry, putting in trades is like it takes a while. It takes a while because I have to set all of my orders, and you know what I'm talking about, right? So we have this, and then we have this at target, boom, boom. And then the first, target number 2 is here. I think it was, what was it, 29? Yes. And then protection. And then I'll set an hour. Okay. So we got the trades. We got the trade set up, you know, to like a 1.6-ish R. Whatever. At least I'm getting in Like, I like it because, like, it's still fairly low. Still fairly low. Okay, so now let's look at the other ones. Well, actually, also, let's look at AVAX BTC. Oh, shit, AVAX BTC. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, I need to I gotta post this in the VIP for sure. Give me a second here. Copy image. AVAX BTC and AVAX USDT. Copy image, paste into my. All right, so now the VIP has it. Here is my chart again. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. So a little bit of a higher level. Is it so total market cap did come back down to the previous highs, and it did end up tapping the 61.8, shot all the way up. And I mean, this is abysmal. And this is pretty much the Bitcoin chart at this point. But it's so difficult. It's so difficult to be bearish with all of these people coming into the White House and Trump about to create, probably announce the most bullish thing that you could possibly announce for crypto. So it might be bearish after he announces it. It might be a sell the news type of event, but it's pretty obvious right now. Oh, here's something. Crypto total market cap excluding the top 10. Look at this. It's just been bouncing. All right. Excluding the top 10. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Of course, just like the other day, this is some total bullshit. But was this just like manipulation before it actually starts to send? That's a question. That's a legitimate question because this obviously this fucked a lot of people over, including myself. But this is the total market cap of everything, the top 150 minus the top 10, like excluding the top 10. So it's basically all of the altcoins. I would have loved. Wait, did this come down? All right, it just did basically a double tap the lows. I would have loved to see it, come right underneath of it first, but it did. I mean, you could just say that it double tapped it, and now it's on its way back up. Obviously, like if you want to buy something, just thinking big picture, if you want to buy something, you want to buy something as it, like once it's fallen quite significantly, and this clearly has fallen quite significantly. It still hasn't reached the previous all-time highs, which is insane to me, but it has come down from very, very close to those levels, and it's come down drastically, and it's bounced off of the major, major support. So, maybe it ends up coming down a little bit, it ends up rolling back over, which would suck for alts. But like this whole area down here is so good and it's so close to it that if you're going to be long alts, like you want to start longing them down here in this area. And I mean, we are pretty close to it. So, okay, that's bullish for alts. It's a good bullish thing for sure. So that's something that I'm definitely going to say. Bitcoin USDT. Let's get Bitcoin on the higher time frame, just cyclical nature chart, right? So cyclically for this cycle should end somewhere, in late 2025. That's what we all know. Um, I'm not even sure if that's going to happen, to be honest. It's difficult to say if that's going to happen now because Bitcoin might be in a class of its own with the ETFs and with all the institutional buying and everything like that. It might be totally separate to the point where like this cycle, this 4-year cycle doesn't really hold up anymore. Um, I would obviously become extremely cautious the next time that this trend line is hit because it was hit. It's funny, I fucking became cautious right here back in December when basically the market topped, became super super cautious, and then in January once we started to come up again, I was like, oh shit, maybe it wasn't the top because typically you don't see a big move up again after this. You sort of just see it like move down and then like this should have been the top. Like basically 100K. It should have got rejected off 100K. But yeah, no, Bitcoin has been acting different than alts, drastically different. Like Bitcoin's at 92,000, right? Ethereum is is all the way down at 2200. It's Ethereum is 50%. Holy shit. Well, actually, go to the monthly. So off of the all-time highs, and this is what I'm saying. When alts are no longer correlated to Bitcoin, Ethereum is 52% off of its all-time high. 52% off of its all-time high. Bitcoin is currently 13% off of its all-time high. And that's Ethereum. And then what about oh well Solana what has been this market cycles, coin of the year or whatever. Okay, Solana is also 50% off of its all-time high. Bitcoin is 13% down. Like that's so it's just different. It's just so different, right? Um so yeah, you just can't say that alts are correlated to Bitcoin anymore. Bitcoin just has overpowered almost everything. Bitcoin's up nearly 10x from the lows. Like if it hits or it went up nearly 10x from the lows, right? Most alts did not do that. So what else do we have here? Okay, let's keep on going. Let's go to the dominance charts. Bitcoin dominance. Once again, man, my throat is fucking killing me right now. Let me see if this actually. Let me just click something real quick. I would love it if I could just talk like this, and if you guys could hear me. So I'm gonna test this out and see. Okay, so actually you can still hear me even if I do talk really low. It's not as you know, crazy, but ah, I think this is the best I could do. I have a cough drop or something. I need to get a cough drop. I'll be right back. Wow, you could pick up me opening this in the microphone all the way from over there. Okay. Going back. Okay, yeah. So this is another point I want to say. I don't think we're ever gonna come back down to here. I really don't. I think this is I think this is sort of out of the question. So I need to change this. I'm just gonna say yeah. So I don't think we ever see this down here again for the Bitcoin dominance. I think Bitcoin dominance will continue to reign supreme. We will have periods of downwards movement, but they will be short. They will be short-lived. Nothing will be like this before. This will never happen again. 2021, 2017, early 2018, never going to happen again for Bitcoin dominance. So I'm just going to get rid of all that. Where's the next level for Bitcoin dominance? Well, we needed to get rejected off the 61.8, which we did. And we needed to close underneath this line, which we did not on the weekly chart. So next level for Bitcoin dominance is 66.9%. It's right here. This is really it. So I don't think we're going to see alts rally harder than Bitcoin for the majority of altcoins like we did in November until Bitcoin dominance reaches here. Next level where altcoins can reach where Bitcoin dominance to before alts have a really good chance or have a good chance to move up more than BTC again. So for the most part, you want to be in Bitcoin until right here. Bitcoin dominance reaches 65.94% or 66% basically. And then there'll be an opportunity for Bitcoin dominance to move over and altcoins to start taking over. This is the weekly chart. Yeah, this was it. This was it. Really, I just don't see it happening. Unless this is like some type of sweep. Not really. No, it closed above here, so it's not even a sweep. It is a bearish candle, but we're getting some. It's just not turning over. So it should. I feel like it should have turned over by now if it was going to. But this is a pretty big. This is the next big resistance, and then after that, it's like basically, is Bitcoin dominance going to completely retrace? Sorry, go all the way back up to where it went back up to in January of 2021. So right before the big bull market, or like right when the big bull market started for 2021, the Bitcoin dominance was up here. Is Bitcoin dominant? Actually, honestly, I'm gonna write this out. Is BTCD going to come up all the way to where it was before the 2021 bull market really kicked off? It's possible. This would be the most. I'll say if everything is lining up for alts and BTC dominance is up here, then this will be the best opportunity for a really crazy alt season. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Basically, in case you can't read this, I said if Bitcoin dominance comes all the way back up to where it was before the big huge run up of 2021, January, February, March, then that's going to give us the best opportunity for altcoins to go absolutely nuts. But basically it has this area and then here. These are the two areas that I now see. This is also somewhat of an area, but these are the two big ones, right? So I'm going to put alerts in, and I'm going to, I'm going to be putting alerts into my system to make sure that this stuff gets put into the system. So put alerts for BTCD into your alert system. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, it's looking like Bitcoin's still the power, still the king, not doing anything. And then of course, altcoin dominance is just the opposite of that. And yeah, this was really the best time to get in right here. Boom, and then it just didn't materialize. So yeah, it's now out of the question. It's now out of the question. So what we could do now is basically just draw the same shit and do literally just say the same exact thing. So copy, and I'll just paste it down here, right? It's alt. So it's like, is alt dominance going to come all the way back down? Before we have the season, is it really going to come all the way back down? Because this is where it should. This was the opportunity. So I'll write this out as well. I'll say I believe this was the op for alt season. Didn't happen, so have to look lower. Yeah, that's it. Not really sure what this is about. Okay, and then this right here, get rid of that, get rid of that. What did I say before? This needs to, it needed to break above here, then I'd be more bullish. It did not break above there, so obviously I'm not bullish. Then I said if we got a double bottom, that would be bullish, but we did not get a double bottom. Yeah, so I am not bullish on alts. Not bullish. I'm still super bullish. Okay, so still super bullish on Bitcoin, not super bullish on alts. Now let's look at the USDT dominance chart. So either USDT goes up and alts and crypto go down, and then the USDT can go down again and crypto could rally, or USDT stays in the bright green spot and alts eventually go up. So yeah, it did both really. It stayed in the green spot, things went up, and then it started to move up, and alts and crypto went down. So that's what happened. So now this is the weekly chart, mate. On the daily chart, this is looking good. This is looking good for crypto. This is looking bullish because it definitely has room to run. Room to go down. And if Tether dominance has room to go down, then that's really good. That's good for crypto. And in particular, I would say Bitcoin, right? If it crosses this line, honestly, if it crosses and closes up above here, we're probably fucked. We're probably totally cooked. I'm gonna write that. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. If it crosses above here, we're probably cooked. This was such, yeah, like, yeah, that's it. Unless it pulls something like what it did before, like in September 8th, I guess. Yeah, it would need to quickly go back underneath, like how it did Sep 8th. Yeah. Because if it comes back up above here and it like keeps on going up, then this is going to be the next. Yeah, we're just going to go fucking down. We're going to absolutely get demolished. So I would love to see this just crash underneath here and then roll over. That would be the most ideal. Most ideal. Wow, I knew it. I knew that they do this. Look at this. Okay, so now this chart is the Bitcoin against the S&P 500, the stock market, traditional stock market. And look at this. February 28th is when it bottomed. Where's February 28th? February 28th is where it bottomed. They are totally looking at crypto, at Bitcoin, and basically just comparing it to the S&P 500. They're just going back and forth between the Bitcoin and the S&P 500, Bitcoin to S&P 500, and they're just going back and forth. So, man, it hit the previous resistance, turned to support, and it did not go underneath of it. And it sort of makes sense that it didn't go underneath there, because if it did, that would be really fucking bad. But yeah, this is some massive buying, massive buying. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart on the weekly. So yeah, against SPY, it came down here, but it didn't come down here for obviously for Bitcoin. Okay, so yeah, look, man, like this is the weekly chart, and the weekly chart has more precedence and more weight than the daily than the charts underneath of it, right? The lower time frames. The higher time frames have more precedence and more weight than the lower time frames. If we closed the weekly chart underneath here, then we'd be cooked. But so far, literally the very last day possible, the weekly chart closed back above the range low. And now It's looking like the weekly chart will close back above the range low again. So technically, we did not have a break in market structure on the weekly time frame, which is astonishing. It's absolutely astonishing, especially considering the fact that if you look at the daily chart, this sure as hell looked like it was going to do that. This is the resistance. This is the zone of resistance. We should be falling right now. We should, if things were bearish, we would be falling. But there's too many big nation states, too many big institutions, too many people buying because of Trump. This was the worst. Let me share with you what's been going through my mind. Okay. This right here was super bullish. Go down to the daily chart. This right here, the most bullish thing you could have asked for. This follow through, even more bullish. Even more bullish. Follow through right into the resistance and then broke down. This was very obvious. It was going to break down. Bounce off of the origin of the move. Perfect. Exactly what you want to see. But then this, right? This right here. This move after it bounced off of the origin and it fell back below. This fucked everyone who's a trader because this is so bearish. It's so bearish that there's no way that we're gonna, reverse and redo this entire. We're gonna redo this entire move. No, at the most, we'll come up to the 61.8, right? Right here. Well, I guess if we, right there. And look, we did. And then we got rejected. But what the hell is this? So now you go from being the most bullish you could possibly be to then becoming the most bearish you could possibly be to now on the 1 hour time frame, the most bullish that you could possibly be again. On the higher time frames, it hasn't panned out as much, but it's looking hella bullish. So I've been flip-flopping back and forth like a bipolar, super bipolar. This price action has been bipolar, which makes sense because it's fucking crime season, right? And everyone's just committing a bunch of crimes and moving the price however they want. But obviously, things are looking good. And if you look at the weekly chart, we're back above the range. I mean, really, really, the most ideal thing is this. The close, the weekly close. Close above here, weekly close. And it's insanely bullish. Close under here. And it's pretty, and it's very, very bearish. We have yet to close under here, and it's looking like the price is going to come back up and fucking close at above here again tomorrow. Things are just lining up so well. I thought it was going to be impossible for us to close, back up above there yesterday or a few days ago, but it did. And it's looking like it's going to do it again. So we'll see. We will see. All right, let's keep on going. So here's a tip. Here's a pro tip. You want to buy Solana, right? Because you're thinking, well, Solana, it's, part of the crypto reserve and it's doing really well and it's low. So it has a high chance of, moving up, whatever, right? Well, instead of looking at Solana against USDT, look at Solana against Bitcoin, and then buy Solana when it is looking good against Bitcoin, right? So Solana's looking good, but against Bitcoin, obviously, like right now, it's not. Like it's looking worse than Bitcoin. Can it turn around and then start to move up and actually look better than Bitcoin? Yeah, it can. I'm just saying right now, it's not looking as good as Bitcoin. In fact, it's underperformed Bitcoin since ever since basically December of 2023. So if you bought Solana anytime in 2024, any date in 2024, you would have underperformed Bitcoin right now. And obviously Solana has been outperforming ETH, so you don't have to really, do anything about that. But here's something else. Look at XRP against Bitcoin. XRP has outperformed Bitcoin. Like XRP is just dominated. Ripple has outperformed Bitcoin for years, like years and years and years and years. And so obviously XRP, this is XRP against Solana right here. And for a long time, XRP did not outperform Solana ever since basically July. It topped out July 2023. But recently, XRP has been outperforming Solana drastically. So if you're going to choose between XRP and Solana, you could compare them and see which ones have been performing better. You could also do XRP, USDT, ADA, USDT, and XRP has been outperforming Cardano recently. Not the last couple of days, but you could do this. And then this tells you which one to go into the most. Here it is. It's a good idea. I think Doge is coming into a good buy area. Whoops. Yeah. Man. Let's check out Sui. Sui is one that I bought yesterday. I think Sui's going to do really well. Let's look at Sui against BTC. I really wish Sui came down just a little bit more against Bitcoin, but maybe it's the same thing like Ondo. Like I was really hoping that Ondo was going to come back down against Bitcoin and do what it did right here, but it obviously didn't do that. So I want to add this when I watch this. Oh, I also want to look at Tau. There's so many coins I want to look at. I mean, the good news is that it's still 40. No, sorry, it's still 45% off of its highs, which means it's you're getting it at a discount basically, and it could still go up. It could go up, 80%. You can make 80% gains for it to get to the all-time highs, and I do believe that it will get to its all-time highs again. Obviously, right now, if you just look at this, you could see that it's in a very precarious place. Ondo is, it's literally at the resistance again, like back at the resistance. It's like there's no way I could. There's no way I could buy this right now. It would be going against everything for me to buy this right now. Even though it's probably going to keep on going up because I'm not buying it, right? But I had it set to buy right here. I literally had it set to buy right here. It went off in the VIP. The fact that I did not is absolutely insane to me. But yeah, you're getting horizontal support resistance flip, and you're getting like this was actually a perfect shorting opportunity. I don't know why I didn't short. You're getting horizontal and you're getting diagonal. This is actually an insane. Right now it's not, but back here when it first came back up here, this was an insane opportunity to short because everything's lined up, everything lined up. And if you watch, if you watch my video on trend lines, you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. By the way, I'm gonna have to go soon because now I'm going live with all of them, and we have a much broader analysis. So let me do that, and then just join my next live, and you're gonna get my take, and you're gonna get a whole bunch of other people's takes too. So it's gonna be even better. Awesome. So I'm gonna end this now, and then I'm gonna join the other one.